This is Lewis Hart from Into Boxing. Delighted today to be joined with Ant Crolla. How you feeling, mate?
How are you, mate? I'm good. Bit of a trek up here, but with the trains being on strike, but all good, man.
I was going to say, I'm only coming from Kent, so for me it's the Thameslink service and the Elizabeth line, but I can imagine it's more stressful for you.
Mate, even that was a stress. So we drove to, we drove to like somewhere in Hertfordshire. We got training, then the Elizabeth line messed us up, but we're here. Yeah. That's the main thing. We'll see if it's main or not, but yeah, here we are.
Like I said, we are here at the open workouts. Obviously, literally today we had that Conor Benn potentially could fail a drug test. It's all, in a bit of limbo. What are your thoughts on that, when you first initially heard the news?
It's so hard because there's a lot of, you can see this place. It was here Monday when the restaurant up there, there's free food and beers going around and stuff like that. The promotion that's gone into this. It was on Good Morning Britain, was it Good Morning Britain? The other day, yeah. BBC One. The stuff that, the media team have done is unbelievable. In other industries, hotels that are fully booked. So, but it comes down to it, if Conor, he has a failed drug test. If there's no explanation, valid explanation for it, then you've got to say it. You've got to treat it like you would any other fighter, and any other fighter who says he should be banned, and that's the case. And I really like Conor Benn, but if that's the case, that's what's happened. Then that's what should happen, and it shouldn't be a fight on Saturday night.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult. I always say. I was thinking earlier today. The promotion that's gone into this fight. I said it's been unbelievable. It's been brilliant, and for it to almost happen on 3 or 4 days before the fight, I can't imagine what Eubank Jr must be feeling.
It's he's trained so hard and he's had troubles coming into this fight and stuff like that, and you can only imagine where his head's at. And listen, you can only imagine where Conor Benn's head is at right now. He seems an emotional guy, Conor. And then obviously this news, you can only imagine. But yeah, listen, I know the British Boxing Board have said it won't be happening on their licence. I think I'm right in saying that. So we'll see what happens now.
I mean, this, like I said, all these things are happening. What for you you have been a fighter, you've been there, you've done it. How would you deal with a situation like this where it's 3 or 4 days before the fight, it's all in jeopardy?
It's as in what if I was a fighter on the card, or
if it happened to your opponent, this was happening
to my opponent. And listen, that's the hard thing as well. It's all right me saying, oh, it shouldn't be this shouldn't be happening. And suppose Eubank Jr say, no, he don't mind fighting. I'd be saying the same as Eubank Jr because I'd want paying. Otherwise, you don't get paid. If the event don't go ahead, you don't get paid unless there's some agreement before it, which I'm pretty sure is not. So I'd be like, no, I'll still fight. That don't make it right, but I'd be the same if it was my opponent. I'd be like, no, I want to fight. Is it right for boxing, British boxing? No, it's not, let's be honest. But if I was Eubank Jr, I still want to fight because I still want paying.
Yeah, like I was saying, I was talking to my mates, I was like, Eubank Jr is going to come out and he's going to say that he's going to want to fight. Obviously he's a fighter, but you have to take into consideration the safety of him first, especially, like I said, like he talks about this weight cut he's making, you have to think of his safety as well.
Yeah, of course. Listen, if it's a weight cut that he can't do and it puts himself in danger, it shouldn't be happening regardless of what's gone on this morning. But obviously, if he then does this weight cut and his opponent, his opponent is allowed to fight after a failed drug test, if it can't be sorted out or there's not a reasonable explanation, then yeah, it makes it even more so where people are going to be like, say something bad happens, God forbid, so yeah.
Well, let's talk about the card. There's some great fights on it. Like I said, the co-main event of Felix Cash versus Conor Coyle. What do you make of this whole card, from top to bottom?
It's a decent card, isn't it? Obviously, Felix back out, Ellie Scott there, and then some great prospects. Chloe Watson's on the card. Galalia 5, we can still call them a prospect, a few fights in. It's great there. Obviously, Lyndon Arthur, a local lad to me. It's good to see him back out so soon. And I've been missing people out as well. Sean Coney's back, so it'd be good to see him back. And I really hope the card can go ahead. Obviously, things might need adjusting, changing. There's not a venue change, obviously, at this late notice, but we'll just have to see.
What's it like for you, seeing fellow Mancunians on the card, someone like Lyndon Arthur, what's it like being around him?
I've got a love for all fellow Mancunians, but especially someone who's chasing world titles. So yeah, no, it's good to see him out, and he only boxed in the last month because I had fighters on the undercard. So it's good to see him back out, and this is my thing where someone like him getting on this kind of platform, this kind of profile, which you want to see him do well. That gets took away from him through all this.
Yeah. Was you? I don't know if this is true or not. I can't remember. Was you cornering Marcus Morrison for his fight against Denzel Bentley?
Yes, I was. I was passing up to Joe, and for the first round, it looked as if it might happen. Really did, and a fair play to Denzel because he weren't just supposed to. He was hurt, and he come back strong. Mark's had a few moments, but there's no denying Denzel recovered well, and now he goes into a big fight, and he's is he the proud owner now of a British title, Denzel, or he's thereabouts, isn't he? If not, but he's got 2 times. So I'm guessing he needs another one. So he's got another notch on the belt. But in between that, he's got a tough fight over in Vegas. Is it Vegas? Janibek, sorry. Very tough fight, but opportunity. Fortune favours the brave, doesn't it?
What's it like cornering fighters for you? Is it something you enjoy?
Yeah, of course I do. I massively enjoy it. I've always, even when I was boxing, I was passing up sort of to Joe while I was an amateur. So yeah, it's a big thing to me. I love being part of it. Obviously now I'll be in the corner with fighters of my own. I've got a fight on Friday night. So yeah, I must say I really enjoy boxing. It's a huge part of my life, and that's a huge part of it as well. Coaching the fighters, cornering the fighters.
Do you find it hard now, when you're cornering fighters and you're seeing people in there, like you said, you aren't fighting anymore? Do you find it, it's just something that you just can't get away from the sport?
No, I can't get away from boxing, but I think at the same time I love it like that. Do you know what I mean? It helps fill that void in my life when you retire, and I'm still very heavily much involved in boxing. I like it like that.
Honestly, Jan, always a pleasure chatting to you. I really appreciate it, mate. Thank you for your time. Cheers.